It's been over a year since I did an unhaul video, and that's mainly because I do not want to throw away books or give them away. In an ideal world, I would like to keep all my books, and I would have a library where I would have the room to keep all of those books, even the bad ones. I would have a separate shelf for the bad books, and I would call it the shelf of shame, and it would be in a corner, and I would turn all the books around facing the back or something like that. But unfortunately, this is a real household. This is not Instagram. You will see that there is stuff between the wall and the bookcase, that there is stuff on the bookcase that is not supposed to be there. And also this particular bookcase I am sharing with my husband, so there is his mess somewhere at the bottom there, which I am not going to touch, and we should find like a solution for sometime. And don't worry about the camera, in a bit I will put it steady so it will not shake. But right now I first want to go through the shelves a bit with you, and I will take out the stuff that I will discuss with you, the reasons why I am getting rid of those books, or why I am at least putting them in a box, and I'm putting the box in the attic. And then hopefully one day I will have a library and I can take the boxes from the attic and I can put them all back on the shelves. It's a dream. We can keep hoping for that. But let me just take you along for a bit along these shelves and grab whatever I think might be removed for now. All right, this is more steady. I'm going to run you through the books that I took off the shelves and why I took them off the shelves, because I am not getting rid of all of them. There are sometimes particular reasons why I did that. And then I am going to try and clean this up a bit and make it look a bit nicer. So yeah. That's the plan. I took off this copy of Peter Pan. I am definitely not getting rid of this one. This is a very beautiful copy. I haven't opened the plastic yet, but there are like drawings and maps inside of this one. Now, Peter Pan is my book that I am allowed to have a lot of copies of. So the thing is that, of course, if you like to buy books, you like to buy special editions to showcase, well, I do. I don't know if you do, but I do. So I try to figure out what would be my book that I am allowed to buy several editions of. And for me, that's Peter Pan. So I just took this one off because I want to give it a spot in my special editions bookcase. This, by the way, is my bookcase of books that I've read. And then usually my background are the books that I still have to read. So my to-be-read bookshelves. So yeah, so Peter Pan I am keeping. It's just getting an upgrade, I'd say. Then here is Love is My Religion, Keats on Love. This is a collection of poems by Keats, all on love as a subject. And I'm just going to take this with me upstairs because it ended up here, but I have actually not read this particular collection of poems by Keats. I have read Keats back when I was studying literature, but it has been a while. And this one I actually got from my husband when we were in Rome, because there is the Keats house in Rome, because he stayed there for a few years. So I definitely want to give this one an actual read. Then the next one I took off is Howl and Other Poems by Allen Ginsberg. I read this one last year and I did not particularly enjoy it. I'm not planning to get rid of this book because I do feel like it's a bit of a, well, not necessarily a classic, but sort of a modern classic in poetry. So I'm not getting rid of it. It's just not going up here anymore because I did not particularly enjoy this type of poetry. Then there's A Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling. I'm not going to go into the whole J.K. Rowling mess. I just want to say that A Casual Vacancy was an okay book at best, and it doesn't necessarily need to be on here anymore. Next I have both Flowers in the Attic and Petals on the Wind by Virginia Andrews. Now these I read when I was quite young, well, not too young, not too young for these books, don't worry. But it has been a while and I do not see myself rereading these anytime soon or maybe ever actually. But I do love the editions that I got. I do think these are very pretty, so I also do not want to get rid of those. If you are hearing a cat, that's because there's a cat right down here, and I'm sorry if you will hear any noise. She is always trying to get some attention. Yes. Yeah. Next I have the Emily Wilde trilogy. I have the Encyclopedia of Fairies, Map of the Otherlands, and Compendium of Lost Tales. I did not enjoy this trilogy a lot. I think the first one I was finding kind of okay, and that's why I continued the series. But this is cozy fantasy, and it was, or it's called cozy fantasy at any rate, but it wasn't working for me. I just think that Heather Fawcett's writing is not for me. It's not working out for me. So yeah. Yes. Next I took off The Secret History by Donna Tartt. Now this one I took off because I want to put it in my want to reread pile. I actually love The Secret History. I read this when I was at university. The irony is not lost on me. Studying literature at university and reading The Secret History is like, well, kind of meta. But I've never reread it since, and I actually really enjoyed The Secret History, so I do think that it's owed a reread, especially because it has totally made a comeback, I think through TikTok. Thank you, TikTok. So this is just going on a different pile. Same goes for The French Lieutenant's Woman by John Fowles. This is a book that we also had to read, and I remember kind of liking it, but I think it went a bit over my head at the time. I was like 19, so I'm quite curious to reread this at an older age. So this is also going on the reread pile. Then we have a book I actually want to get rid of. This is Hot Wax by ML Rio, and I did not like Hot Wax. If you want to hear more about that, you can watch my worst books of 2025 video. Yeah, there is just no love lost with this book. Sorry, ML Rio. Then we have The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. This is not a bad book. It's kind of fun to read, actually, about all these possibilities of life. It's just that it was not a book that had the greatest impact on me, necessarily. I feel like the subject has been tackled in other books and it has been done better. It has been done worse, but it has been done better. Darling Girls by Sally Hepworth. This one was an okay read. I definitely do not have like bad things to say about this book, but if you have read Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter, then you have read like the gruesomer, better version of this one. Both The Martian and Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, although the movie of Project Hail Mary is out right now and I do kind of want to see the movie. The thing, especially with this one for me, was that I thought the science was a bit rubbishy. It was made out to be real science, but it didn't all make a lot of sense to me. Not because I'm dumb, I hope, just because it felt like it was a bit off. So I prefer that you either go the way of science being this magical thing and the ooby-jooby is connected to the wobby-wobby or whatever, and you either go that way or you make the science fit. And that was one of the things that bothered me with this one, because like the rest of the content, the relationship sort of that starts in this book is something that I did enjoy. And then I'm just getting rid of The Martian too, because I liked The Martian when I read it, but I do not see myself rereading it. So that's why they can go. Perfume by Patrick Suskind is a book that you should read. This is a beautiful book. You have to read this one. I'm just getting rid of this one because I got myself another copy that I like more. Where is it? Over here. I prefer this one to the like movie cover. So this one is staying and this one is going and will hopefully make someone else very, very happy. Both Howard's End by E.M. Foster and The Vegetarian by Han Kang are going because I didn't like them too much. This one because it was very boring. And this one because it was the kind of strange that is not working for me. There's a type of strange in books that does work for me, but this wasn't it. The Names by Florence Knapp. This one came out last year. I kind of liked this book. I quite enjoyed reading this one. It's just that I will not be rereading it, and it did not make enough of an impact on me to stay. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees by Patrick Horvath. Same thing. Kind of liked it, but not enough to stay in this particular bookshelf. Both the Fantastic Beasts screenplays. I think I still have the third one on my to be read, but I have had it for years now and I've never picked it up. And then I also here have the play of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which was no good. It wasn't really good. Yeah, I think these can go. I used to hold on to everything Harry Potter because the original series actually meant quite a lot to me at the time when I read those. They were impactful. I thought they were brilliantly written. For a 7-book series, the way that everything was thought out and the whole magic system and the whole political system and everything, it worked out great. So I do think that all the praise at the time was really well deserved. It's just that the things that came out after really cannot compete with what that was. Then I have all these books from the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children series. So you have this one, and then you have Hollow City, Library of Souls, and I have this book, Tales of the Peculiar, which is like this extra short story thing that came out. These were written by Random Riggs, and I do think that there are more books in the series than just these 3. The thing is, I read Miss Peregrine's, the first book, and I enjoyed that one. And then I started the second one, and I seem to remember that I stopped reading it halfway, and I never even started this third book in the series, which is a bit strange because I do feel like the first book, the content of it, was something that I really enjoyed at the time that it came out, but somehow it couldn't really keep my attention. Now, these are going in a box. These are going to the attic because these are really beautiful editions. Let me show you what these look like. So these are all hardcovers like this. The name Peregrine is on the covers in gold. And then inside of the books you have... Ooh, that's something else. In the side of the books you sometimes have, where are they, pictures and things in there, and these are actually really beautiful books. So I do not want to get rid of them. It's just that there is not really any joy to go Marie Kondo on you coming from them for me while they are on these shelves. So I'm putting them away for now, and hopefully one day if they come down from the attic again, they might inspire me to read them again, or I might be interested to read them again, hopefully. Okay, this collector's edition of Sherlock Holmes, just because I have other editions of Sherlock Holmes, and you know, I have to stop somewhere and make room for other things. I do like this one though, because it's like the print of his hat and everything. I think this is a very, very pretty collection box. So hopefully someone else will be very happy with this one. Sadako and the Thousand Paper Cranes by Eleanor Corr. This was, well, a children's book, I'd say, but kind of sad, and it's okay. It's definitely an okay written story. I'm just not going to reread this one. All Better Now by Neil Shusterman. Also an alright young adult book about this virus that's breaking out. It's okay at best. I already forgot what the whole of the plot was or who the characters were. It's not something that stuck with me. Yeah, so not that interested in keeping that. Another cozy fantasy series, the Half a Soul series by Olivia Atwater. I got Half a Soul, A Thousand Stitches, and Long Shadow. I read all of these. The first one was quite alright. The rest was okay. They are not, once again, they are not bad books. It's just that I will not be rereading them. And it's not like they stick with me or they are new favorites. So yeah, they can go. The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark. This is actually a pretty good thriller to read. I enjoyed reading this book. The ending wasn't particularly for me, and I do remember the ending of this one. And when you've read a thriller that is building towards a certain ending and you know what the ending is, you are not going to read those books because the fun is gone, right? Lore Olympus by Rachel Smythe, a very pretty graphic novel, very well drawn. The content wasn't for me though. I do like the Greek mythology, but the way it was portrayed here really wasn't my thing. Kind of too misogynistic for my tastes. I also have Mythos by Stephen Fry here. This one is going in the attic. I do not want to get rid of it. This is pretty well done. It's Stephen Fry after all. But I'm just not going to pick this up. But I just don't have need for it here on this bookshelf. Dungeons and Drama by Christy Boyce. Pretty cute. Like this young adult romance, which has to do with a Dungeon and Dragon player, and then this girl who is, fake dating this boy and everything like that. It was cute to read. I think I held on to this one last year because I have another one similar to this one on my to be read, but it really doesn't need to be here anymore, and I don't think I'll get to that other one soon, so I think this one can go. Don't Let Him In by Lisa Jewell. A really good thriller. I enjoyed this one. I think I gave it 4 stars even. It's just that I know the ending. I know how it ends, and because of that I will not be rereading this one. And then the last one on here is The Bee Sting by Paul Murray. I enjoyed reading this book. It's pretty good. It's just that once again I am not going to reread this. It is a massive book to read. But you know, if you are into literary fiction, into contemporary fiction, then I would very much recommend you to read this because the build-up is quite special. So yeah, it's a good book. It's just not for me anymore. Okay, I'm going to try and make this look a bit more presentable. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, if I'm going to put series together or not, or if I'm just going to put everything alphabetically by author. I am tempted to just go alphabetically, we'll see. And what I must say is that there are still some books on this bookcase that I either did not enjoy or that could go for me, but that I am keeping for now because I still have some books to read in the series or by that author, and only once I have done that, I want to get rid of those books collectively. If that makes any sense to you, it makes sense to me. So hopefully for you too. Alright, I'm going to work and then I'll show you the end result. Oh no! I worked myself all in a sweat and I got no footage. I forgot to press play, I think. Oh god. Okay, well, anyway, I can show you what I made of this. It's not perfectly alphabetical because I still do not have enough room. But you know, it is what it is, and I'll show you. Starting at the top at A, I started quite alphabetical here. I am still missing one of my Bachman books because I lent it to a colleague. Moving on to B. I was still working well here, that's C. Moving on there and continuing. I think here things started to get a bit mixed up, just to make sure that everything was going to fit. And I was starting to stack vertically instead of horizontally, just to make sure that all the books would fit. There we go. Is this still a good angle? Oh wow, very professional video this is going to be. Over there, and then here we got this, and then moving on to the bottom one. Great angle, there we go. And that's the last of my books, and then we have a bit of a mess for my husband's books. Alright, for what it's worth, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know if I did anything wrong according to you, if there are books that I should have unhauled or should definitely not have unhauled, or if there were any books there that you disagree or agree with me with about being in your bookcase. And I hope to see you soon in another video, a less sweaty one. Bye!